Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Biology class 9th. So pre-9 the 9th class. We have started from the basics and started from chapter number 1, that is Introduction to Biology. First, I have given you some information, then what is biology, branches of biology. Then we went with the relationship of biology with other subjects, careers in biology. Then we did Quran and science, and finally we did Muslim scientists yesterday. And today we are having a very important topic of this chapter, that is the levels of organization. And tomorrow is another important topic, that is cellular organization. So today basically organization from the beginning till the final level. This is what organization is. What levels some organization have, we will discuss that thing. So remember that we are discussing life. So the topic is levels of organization. There are basically 9 levels. If we will go through that, subatomic and atomic level first, then comes molecular level, organelle and cell level, then comes tissue level, organ and organ system level, then individual level, population level, community level, and finally biosphere level. Now, start and end, few students, they got problems. From here, when I say cell, everybody is familiar. Human body is made up of cell. Okay, before cell, molecule is there. And molecules are made up of atoms, and atoms are made up of subatoms. So the basics from where it starts, from where the leveling starts is the subatomic and atomic level. They combine and join together and form molecules. Then molecules combine and form organelle and cell level. Cells are basically made up of molecules, and molecules originate from atoms and subatoms. And then cells, similar types of cells, with same function, they combine and form tissue level. And then similar type performing same kind of functions, those tissues combine and form organ. And then organs combine together and make a system. And this is how one individual level comes. In animals and plants, an individual is formed. This is the individual level. Then population. Individuals living in a habitat, the place where an individual lives. So different individuals living in a habitat, and they form population of the country. And then different population, because we have so many species, so different populations, when they combine together, then populations combine and form community. And finally biosphere level. Biosphere level is basically the earth, the place where this community lives, where living organism lives. That place, that portion of earth is called biosphere. One by one, I have given you a brief introduction. Now we will discuss it one by one. So remember, there are 9 levels of organization. It starts from subatomic and atomic level. It jumps to molecular, then molecular form organelles and cell level combine together and form tissue level, then tissues combine form organs, organ combines and make a body, that is organ system level, and then becomes one individual, forms one individual. Individuals combine and form population, population will change into community, and community where it lives on earth, that space, that place is called biosphere level. So we will start from the first one, that is subatomic and atomic level. First, what I have written is matter. When we say matter, so we define it as anything which have weight and occupy space. Anything which have weight and occupy space. Then in chemistry, we study that matter are made up of elements. Then elements, hydrogen, carbon, sulfur, gold, mercury, magnesium, chromium, copper, all these elements. Elements are formed by atom of single kind. This is chemistry topic, but here I have told you the relation between chemistry and bio, then physics and bio. Then atom, they combine and form elements. From where atom come? Subatomic particles. So subatomic particles, when we say, then you know that atoms, they have subatomic particles, the main electron, proton and neutron. This is what the level is. Now there are some bioelements. What are bioelements? Bio means life. It means in chemistry, when you study the periodic table, in that periodic table there are 16 bioelements. That why we call it bioelements? Because it is directly related to life. It is directly related to living organisms. Therefore we call it bioelements. What are those? Oxygen, calcium, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, phosphorus. Look, these are 6. Oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium and phosphorus. These 6, they form 99% mass of the body of a living organism. If we talk about one living individual, then 99% of the body mass is formed by these: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium and phosphorus. Then comes K, potassium, S, sulfur, Cl, chlorine, Na, sodium, Mg, magnesium, Fe, iron, Cu, copper, Mn, manganese, Zn, zinc and I, iodine. All these, rest of the bioelements, they make 1% of the body mass of an individual. So these are called bioelements. This is what subatomic and atomic level is. Then after that, it forms, when elements make matter, then it combines these and they form molecules. And this is the molecular level. Now look, bioelements combine. They always combine with bonding. Either ionic bonding or covalent bonding. Ionic bonding or covalent bonding. Molecules, then when this bonding occurs, we call it biomolecule. Like these are bioelements. When they combine and form a molecule, then we call it biomolecule. Now, there are 2 types of biomolecules. One is micromolecules and one is macromolecules. Micro is little low in weight and macro is higher, bigger in weight. Micromolecules are of 2 types, glucose and water, etc. And macromolecules are starch, proteins and lipids. This we will study in coming chapters. When we will do cellular organization and then we study cell and all these, then I will tell you what basically the function of starch, protein, glucose, lipids and all these are. But remember that when biomolecule is formed, 2 types, micromolecules and macromolecules. Micromolecules is basically glucose, water, etc. And macromolecules, when we say, it is starch, proteins and lipids. Finally, this is second. The third one is organelle and cell level. When we say organelle and cell level, we ended here at biomolecule. So biomolecules, they form organelles. Now organelles, what are organelles? Organelles are subcellular structure. They combine and form a cell. So it is a subcellular structure and we call it organelles. After assembling, when these organelles assemble together, then unit of life appears that we call cell. When these organelles, they combine together, then cells are formed and we call it unit of life. What is a cell? Cell is a unit of life. So they perform special functions. When they are formed, special functions are finally specialized in those cells. And like, what are specialized functions? Like in cell, when we will study in detail, I am just giving you example. Mitochondria and ribosomes present in every cell. When we say mitochondria and ribosomes are protein manufacturing factories. And mitochondria deals with cellular respiration. Because cell is a living. So it needs the same properties that we need. So mitochondria deals with the respiration, cellular respiration, and ribosomes synthesize protein for the cell, for the energy of the cell, because it needs energy to perform functions. So ribosomes, we call it a protein manufacturing factories. This is what the specialized function cells perform. Then these cells combine together, the same kinds of cell performing the same type of function, they combine together and form tissue. And then comes tissue level. There are plant tissues and animal tissues performing their own functions. Like cells performing similar functions, they combine and form tissues. What I told you now just 2 minutes before. There are different plants and animal tissues perform related function of the tissue. So what the cell function is, when they combine together having same functions, they form tissues, and then those tissues perform like epithelial tissue, connective tissue, so muscular tissues, they perform their own functions. So this is tissue level. Then tissues combine together and form organ. Now look here, many tissues having related functions are organized together and make organs. Many tissues. Related functions, like stomach. We have two tissues over there, two main tissues in stomach. One is epithelial and one is muscular tissue. Now epithelial tissues basically produce gastric juices. That is important to digest food in stomach. And first gastric juices digest food, but there are muscular tissues, the wall of the stomach, they work like this. This is the function of the stomach. So what the muscular tissues of the wall, they break down the food, and gastric juices, that is epithelial tissues, they break down the food into muscular tissue breakdown, and then this epithelial tissues, it finally digests the food with the help of gas. Without gastric juices, the final digestion of food is not possible. So two tissues performing same function for the organ stomach. So it will become the organ system level. Then after that, we say individual level. Now these different organs, they combine and form an individual organ. What are different organs? Muscles, lungs, heart, kidneys, all these. Excuse me. So, like how they perform function. When we do exercise, you know what happens? When exercise, your muscles are moving. You are running, your muscles, your body parts are moving continuously. When your muscle tissues are working, organs are working, at that time what happens? Your heartbeat will increase. And your respiration, lungs, your respiration increases. So it means that individual level is this, when organs they combine and start working together. When organs combine and start working together, that formation, that level is called individual level. And when individual level completes, like this is an individual, it completes, then what happens? This individual interact with other individuals, same species and different species. So interaction among the members of same species living in same habitat. I am human, so with human I have biggest relation. With other species I have, But with my species, in my species, I am living in a habitat and with relation with my kind of species, then interaction among the members of same species living in same habitat forms population. Population of Pakistan. When we say 22 crore or 23 crore, we are not counting cats and dogs. Population of humans, same kind of species, living in a habitat, that is the living place Pakistan. So that forms population of Pakistan. Then comes community level. Population interacting with one another within the same environment. Basically, it is collection of organisms. Now, only human beings are not living in Pakistan. There are other species also. So when all together we discuss, then we say it is a community level. So this is the difference between population and community. Now when I said biosphere, now look here, the part of the earth inhabited by organisms and communities. The part of that earth where individuals, organisms and community is living is called zone of life on earth. Every part of earth is not the habitat. Few are extreme hot, few are extreme cold. Communities can't live there. Some one or two kind of individuals can live because Allah Pak has made them according to that condition. But we can't survive in the very hot atmosphere or very cold atmosphere. We need special things to survive over there. So for a time period we can go over there, but as a habitat we can't use that. So when community use the part of the earth where they can live, that zone of life on earth is called biosphere. I think biosphere is clear now. So remember, these 9 level of organization we have to understand, memorize, and then, so again I repeat my words after completing this topic, that listen again. First listen video, memorize all the 9 names, and then try to write yourself what subatomic and atomic level is, what molecular, what organelle and cells and tissues and organ system, individual, population, community and biosphere. Then try to write 2 to 3 sentences on under every heading. This is how you will complete, and you will be away, you will get away from that ratified system and you will start writing of your own answer. Remember one thing, my dear students. This is a very bad thing that I have heard, that in board examination we have to write from key book and from test papers or whatever in markets they are floating. This is very wrong idea. The teachers who are checking your papers are very experienced, highly qualified. If you write in your own words and if you explain the topic completely to the point, definitely you will get good marks. So please remove all these lame concepts from your mind. Understanding and then writing your own notes give you more benefit, more marks than doing rectifies from some test paper or some key book or something like that, some solved paper. Create your own. How you can create your own correct definition or correct theory? By listening carefully, understanding it, and then producing your own answer. So this is what I expect from you, and I hope that you all will listen this video 2 or 3 times, and after that you will try to write it of your own. So please, thank you very much for watching. Spread and gain education. When you spread education, you naturally gain education. So for me, please subscribe my channel. For yourself, please press the bell icon. And just go through this for, I'm giving you 1 or 2 minutes so that you can pause your video and go through all the topics. And thank you very much for listening. Allah bless you all. Allah Hafiz.